Hello students, let us read this question. Check the injectivity and subjectivity of the following functions. So in this question, we have given some functions and we have to check the injectivity or the subjectivity of the function. Now injectivity means if the function is one-to-one or not, and subjectivity means if the function is one-to function. So let us consider the first function. So here function is from natural n to n, that means natural number, and the function is x square. So first we need to understand what do we mean by injectivity or subjectivity. So injectivity or the one-to-one function means here we will take any two elements from the domain and we will assume that f of x equals to f of x2. And after assuming that if we get x1 equals to x2, we can say that the function is injective or one-to-one function. And similarly, for subjectivity or onto function, we assume that f of x equals to a value y which belongs to some subdomain or codomain, and for every value of x there should be a value of, for every value of y, if there exists a value of x belonging to the domain, then we can say that the function is, so for every value y, if there exists a value of x, then we can say that the function is a subjective function. So let us check whether the given function follows such conditions or not. The first function we have given is f of x n to n, and the function is x squared. Okay, so first we will check for injectivity. For injectivity, we will assume f of x1 equals to f of x2. So this will make our function as x1 square equals to x2 square. Now if we take square root on both sides, we will get either x1 equals to x2 or x1 equals to minus of x2. Now since our domain is a natural number, so we know that natural numbers are not negative, positive numbers. So x1 and x2 will be positive. So therefore we will get x1 equals to x2. Now since we are getting this condition x1 equals to x2, we can say that f is injective. Now similarly, let us assume, well, you have to check for subjectivity. So for subjectivity, let us assume that the function f of x belongs to y such that y is belonging to a natural number. So from here we will get x square will be equal to y. So from here value of x will be root of y. Now since y is a natural number, if we take the value, we can if we take the value of y as, for example, if we take value of y as 2, the x will be root 2, which is 1.41. But our x belongs to natural number and 1.41 does not belongs to natural number. So therefore we can say that since for every value of for value of x we do not get a value of for every value of y we do not get a value of x, therefore we can say that f is not subjective. So same concept can be used for the other functions also. So for the next function we have f from z to z and function is x square only. So we have f is now from integer to integer and the function is same, x square. So first we will check for injectivity. So for injectivity we will again check whether x1 equals to x2. So this will give us x1 square equals to x2 square. So this will be x1 equals to x2 or x1 equals to minus of x2. Now we can see that since for x we have the no unique value. So uh, since our x belongs to integer, so it can be positive or it can be negative also. So we can say that since x1 does not have unique image, since it does not have any unique image, we can say that f is not injective. Now we will check whether f is subjective or not. For subjectivity, we will assume that let f of x belongs to y, where y belongs to integers. So it will be x square equals to y. So x will be plus minus root of y. Now since z is an integer, we can it can be positive and it can be negative. So if we take the value of y for y equals to minus 4, we will get x equals to root of minus 4, which is, and we know that root of negative number is not defined. That means it is not integer. So we can see that for a value of y, we do not get a value of x. So therefore, we can say that therefore f is not subjective. Now the next question says that f is from R to R and the function is same. So here for the third case, we have function is from real numbers to real number and our function remains same, x square. Now here we can for first we'll check for injectivity. So for injectivity, we will again assume that x1 equals to f of x1 equals to f of x2. So it will be x1 square equals to x2 square. Now again it will be x1 equals to x2 or x1 equals to minus of x2. Now since our domain is a real number, so x can be positive or negative. So therefore we can say that x1 does not have unique value. And because of that, we can say that therefore f is not injective. Now we will check for subjectivity. So we will assume let f of x equals to y such that y belongs to real number. So our f of x is x square. So from here x becomes plus minus root of y. Now since our y belongs to real number, so it can be positive and negative also. So if we take y to be negative, so our x will be root of minus 2. And root of minus 2 is not a real number. This does not belong to real number. So therefore we can say that therefore f is not onto function. Same, now we will check for the next. So f belongs to natural numbers to natural number and our function is x cubed. So fourth question says that f belongs to natural numbers and our function is x cubed. First we will check for injectivity. So first we will check f of x1 equals to f of x2. So this will be x1 cube equals to x2 x2 cube. So if we take cube root on both sides, we will get x1 equals to x2. And since we are getting x1 equals to x2, we can say that therefore f is a injective function. And now we will check for subjectivity. We will assume that let f of x equals to y. That means x cube will be equal to y, where y belongs to natural number. So from here, x will be equal to y raised to 1 upon 3. Now, since y belongs to natural number, let us take, for example, y equals to 2, x will be 2 raised to 1 upon 3. But this value does not belong to natural number. So therefore, we can say that, therefore, f is not subjective. And now let us check for the last question. So for f belonging to integer, f of x equals to x cube. F belonging to integer, f of x is x cube. So first we will check for injectivity. For injectivity, f of x1 equals to f of x2. So this will be x1 cube equals to x2 cube. So it will be x1 equals to x2. And since x1 is equals to x2, therefore we can say that therefore f is injective. Now we will check for subjectivity. So for subjectivity, we will assume that let of f of x equals to y. So x cube will be equal to y. So from here, the value of x will be y raised to 1 upon 3. Now here y belongs to integer. So we can see that if we take for y equals to 2, this will be x will be 2 raised to 1 upon 3, which does not belongs to integer. So therefore f is not subjective. So in this question, first we have understood the concept of injectivity and subjectivity, and we have checked whether the given function is injective or subjective. So I hope you have understood it well, and thank you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.